Technical difficulties.
Okay. Woo! Wait, let me record it. All right, here we go. We're going to try this again.
One more
It's our
time.
favorite time of our week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul, and it's June 5th, 2023, and we are celebrating numerous things in our healthy aging program. And the first one is to Kai and Matt Cox. They just had a baby.
Oh,
Woohoo!
yay.
What we
Finally.
what we call a bio baby.
Bio baby. Yes.
Yep, they do BioTouch pre, during, post. They have families doing it. Matt and Kai work on each other. Hopefully soon Maisie and Riley will start learning how to do it on mom and dad.
Oh,
And it's just great
what
to
a
see
sweet
that.
thought that is.
I know. And we have another very special day because our elder, Bev Wood, has a child who is turning 46 today
Yes, as we speak.
as we speak.
But
uh,
that's okay. I'm not aging. He is. He
well,
had a few once.
and I think that's what we want to talk about, and
Yeah.
especially about how BioTouch can help in that situation of
Yep.
as we grow older. And I think the story with your mom, right? When your daughter turned 40, what'd you say to your mom?
Yeah. I was all whiny. I've got a daughter that's turning 40, and she just kind of stopped and looked at me and she goes, "Really? Suck it up because I have a kid on Social Security." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's me."
So, let's talk about this because we have a society that has a huge aging population.
We
Those of us
do.
who were those baby
Baby
boomers,
boomers.
and did our protest rallies and smoking our
Right.
marijuana, and damn, we're still living. you
In
know,
fact, that's why.
right, and people like me who thought, oh, there's never going to be Social Security. I'm just going to drop out, and here I
Right.
am collecting a meager few $100 a month, but I'm on
But you're
Medicare
doing
too.
it.
So it's like,
You're doing it.
wow, how did this happen? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
this came about today because I was talking with Jenny. She did another little trip. Interesting thing is, she's moving into her 70th age year, okay? And we were talking about every 7 years, your entire system, all the cells have reorganized. So she's
Right.
moving from her 77th to her 78th year. So this 77th year has been
Was
one
challenging.
growth challenge, one growth after another. And so let's talk about what happens to us and why we keep buying into a system that wants getting older to be such a problem. We're going to be a burden to people. Oh, what if we have to be put into a home? Oh my God, what you know.
All the fear, as you were saying earlier, all the fear, and I was saying that I think at least collectively, maybe most of it's subconscious. We buy into all the hype, but for a society who everybody in it ages, why aren't we all just accepting that and saying, let's just help each other because aging is inevitable. If you're down here long enough to experience that anyway. But I think what is really important for us to talk about in relationship to BioTouch, because you and I have mentioned how many times that when you have a quality of health that leads to a quality of life, you are in a position to contribute. You're experiencing an affluency. And seriously, how many times I have seen so many times, so many people find you can call it a purpose or their work in life when they're in their 70s. You begin to write, or you begin to paint, or you begin to teach in their 70s.
Right.
These are people who, if you stay in that place of, oh my gosh, of fear and agitation. But BioTouch is here to change all that for us.
Right.
Because why, Paul? It brings us into the presence with ourselves. And we can look at ourselves and our beauty, our inward beauty, and our contributions through service. That is ageless.
Right. And I think, the research that we did with Kenna, Dr. Kenna Stevenson, that showed the stress cycles and all the stressors put into our life, and then, the accelerated aging pathways. But she found one of the key elements to healthy aging was a rise in the interleukin 12 levels, this immune system response in us, and which you can't take with a supplement. I mean, I don't know
Right.
how many supplements I'm taking, right? It's just the new age drug shelf. It's like
Your
the
pharmacy
magic
walking around.
pellets, of growing old in the health natural way, right?
Right.
So I take turmeric instead of, or I'll take niacin instead of a statin, right?
There you
It's
go.
it's all just it's all fear based,
It
because
is.
I don't want to have bad numbers, or oh, my prostate numbers are this and that, and oh
Yes.
my God, what if I do need to have somebody take care of me? Because that's the society we've created, and I'm reminded
Uh-huh.
of many other societies around the world who
Oh,
they honor their elders. That
they do.
there's an honoring. I remember in India, I read once that, you know, you go through you earn money, you raise a family, and by the time you're in your elder life, it's your time now to do your spiritual work. It's
Right.
like you were saying, it's time to be present. You don't have to rush to this appointment. You don't have to do anything. We don't know how to stop doing. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Remember there's a phrase that it's called the golden years.
Right.
Whatever happened to that thought form?
Right.
Okay, now it's just what the bleak years. It's people are, I think we're so preoccupied with I heard I learned long ago that if you begin to start thinking about what might be, what will be in the future, you're already in stress. You've already set up tension right now. Why would you want to do that? Because we're not supposed to know what's coming down the pike. That's okay.
Right.
That's why we say, and all the great ones before us have said, there's only the eternal now. When you're in the eternal now, there is no age. There's just a beingness, right?
And that's what this does.
That's what it does.
And that's a 1 minute program that you can do with a loved one. So the Kai and the Matt, hopefully they're creating a healthy aging program for these
Absolutely.
newborn babies through their adult life as they raise these children. And that it will grow, that by the time, Matt and Kai are now collecting Social Security, their
Wow.
children will be part of their healing, and they'll pass it on to their generation. And I
Right.
think BioTouch, just with those two fingers, just doing the greeting, puts us into that present moment. It puts us into one of the words we use, into a moment of grace. That
Yes.
everything is okay. It's
That's
not that it's going to be okay,
right.
everything is okay.
That reminds me of, and age has nothing to do with death, but when you were talking, I was reminded of that story you tell about that young man in Hawaii that you worked with and what his wife said at his memorial about BioTouch.
Right? That even though, they knew he was dying in his 20s, that
Yeah.
BioTouch gave them hope. Out of all the other techniques they did, and they did a lot of energy work, a
Oh
lot of
yeah, I'm
prayer
sure.
work, they were doing all the chemo and all that, but BioTouch was the one thing that gave them hope. And I think in our healthy aging program, BioTouch gives us hope.
It
Hope
does.
that it's
Absolutely.
all okay,
It's
and
all
that
okay.
it's okay to be afraid too. I mean, I think that's important.
Yeah, the acceptance of this is what I'm dealing with, whether you're dealing with an emotional state or you're dealing with an actual physical challenge, it doesn't matter. It's coming into an acceptance of this is my journey and I'm on a healing journey.
And
And
and that
that's what BioTouch can offer us.
right, and then it's interesting too because we talk about Bruce Lipton all the time.
Yes.
Bring in love and
change
the
the story.
cells will change.
Right.
And to us, there's really no finer way to express that love than those two fingers touching another human being on the skin. At that point just below the breastbone, and at that point just to the left of the big bone, which, if you look into it, has all kinds of physical repercussions, the vagus nerve. I mean, it goes on and on
Yeah.
and on, we're finding out. I didn't need all that information when I started BioTouch.
Right.
I didn't
No.
need to know this nerve and that nerve, or this spiritual or that chakra, or this energy or that energy. I just saw people feeling better who wouldn't really even think about doing alternative complementary therapy. And it kept working. And here it is 35 years later, almost 35 years, it still keeps working. And I watch people come into the center, they're stressed from their week, and they come in 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, they get off the table. Their eyes have changed.
Yeah.
Their skin has relaxed. Their shoulders have gone down.
Drooped. Yeah. Yeah.
You have this
Yeah.
friend you're working with in Tombstone. Tell us that story, because it's like perfect.
Yeah, I had worked with her before. Her and her husband have been gone for a couple of months. They came back. She said, I would like to have BioTouch again. She always calls it the magic fingers. And I finally, after 3 months, went over and gave her a session yesterday. And she told me that she had picked up that phone about 10 times and put it back down because why? Oh, Bev doesn't want to hear my problems. She doesn't have time. I'm really okay. I need to stop whining, whatever excuses she had. And finally she said, this is ridiculous. So she says to me yesterday, I understand why BioTouch is not in every single home on this planet, because that's where it needs to be. Because it's too accessible and it's too easy, and we are not geared for that. And I'm like, wow, do you get it? Paul and I say that all the time. It's about this programming that the more complicated, the more it costs, the more proficient it's going to be. That is, wow, where'd that come from? We've all bought into that. It's crazy.
Right. So we hope that you're going to learn it. We hope that you can grow. And people, oh, we're not getting older. Well, yeah, we are. Number-wise, we're getting older, we're aging, whatever you want to call it. It's just part of being born.
But
The numbers keep going up, but it
yeah,
doesn't. And for so many elders I've met, they say, well, I don't feel old. Well, and that's how BioTouch can help us too. So
that's right.
it will help the mind and the body
And the body.
work together.
Yeah. Because it's not about how long you live, it's about the quality of that life, isn't it?
And isn't that what Kenna said when she did her research? She told me, I
Yes.
remember that. She said, I can extend people's life with all kinds of medication, I can extend people's life. I can't do anything for the quality of their life. That's why she loved BioTouch.
BioTouch, right? Absolutely.
So, folks, bring it into your families. If you happen to
It is
be on the
accessible.
elder part of the spectrum, teach the grandkids, teach the kids, get them to do it. I mean, you're finally getting your kids to work with you, aren't you? Your daughter and your granddaughter.
Yeah, I've been working on my granddaughter, and of course I'm working with my sister, and she's doing BioTouch with me. I mean, this is what it's all about.
And what a wonderful way to create relationship, because you don't have to talk about it. I remember when I worked with my mother and my father when they were in their last days of their life, and I was able to touch. I remember working on my father's feet with BioTouch, and I realized, I wouldn't probably, as a man to a man, probably just wouldn't start rubbing his feet, but BioTouch made it accessible for me. It made it okay, and as I did that, then I was able to do more work on his feet. That he was having this neuropathy thing, and
Right.
it makes BioTouch gives us permission to touch again.
It breaks down the barriers of
Yes.
fear and of resistance, just one human being to another.
And what we've seen, it can help with cognitive skills. It can help with balance. It can help
Right.
with the loneliness part of growing older.
Yes.
That's a big part of it. I mean, imagine if you
The
could bring this.
depression.
Yes, the
Yeah.
depression,
Yeah.
you're locked in a room and in your house and you're starting to feel bad, and the only person you ever go see is the doctor, you know? And you go to the doctor and they take these tests, and the next thing is, oh, we got you on another medication. Oh, well,
Oh my
now we got to
goodness.
put you on this medication. And we're starting to perceive old age the same way we do these medicine commercials on TV.
Oh,
It's like there's a pill for everything, instead of let's start
of
using
course,
touch.
you might not have a heart or a liver by the time you're through, but hey, go ahead.
Yes. So we're trying to bring touch into the family. We hope that you
Yes.
will use it. We have numerous ways to learn it. JustTouch.com. For those who've never been to our website, check it out. We have ways that we are doing trainings. We do have a training coming up June 17th and 18th. If you're here in Tucson or you want to get on an airplane and come here, Eileen is going to teach an in-person class. We do those every other
Yay.
month. You can get 10 CE credits if you're a nurse, a doula, or a massage therapist. Our next workshop is going to be very awesome, very apropos to what we're talking about here,
I
addressing
know.
labor and delivery using
Yeah.
biotouch healing with Angelina McNeila, who was Kai's doula,
Kai's doula.
and
Right.
she used biotouch.
Perfect.
And so there it is. There's a little baby there. There's a mama. You got a couple of grandparents here on the show with us, and you know, it just life just keeps going on and on and on. And now what's different from before is we have biotouch,
We do.
and we
Yep.
have it to share with you. And so we want to do that. Uh, Grow old with us. I always, as a kid, I was always looking forward to growing old.
Really?
Yeah, I always,
Interesting.
I always idolized, especially like the rabbi in our community. As he had this big, long white beard and a balding head, and my grandfather, big, lovable kind of guy.
Yes.
I always was looking forward to growing
Want to
old.
be like that.
And so
Yeah.
now I have BioTouch to help me grow old. And I want to encourage all of you to join me in that journey. Join Bev on the journey, even though she's not getting any older. She's
I
just
have a good
Bev.
quality of life, though,
Yeah.
and
Hey,
I'm doing great service through this foundation. I'm grateful for that.
yes,
Thank you, Paul.
we are grateful that you are here doing it. We're grateful for everybody that's out there sharing BioTouch. Please, let's make a revolution of touch out there. Join
Thank
us
you. I
in
was
getting
thinking about
BioTouch
that.
out. Yes.
The revolution of touch.
All right.
Perfect.
And we're going to give you a song by one of our elders who, interesting, in recent months, he's really taken off. He's starting to write more songs. He's actually bought himself some machinery. He's going to do more and more
Equipment.
songs. We hope Horace
Good
will make a
for
lot of songs for
him.
us because his songs are profound. They
They
come
are.
from an elder's wisdom. So
Yes,
it's
thank
time
you.
to honor our elders for their wisdom. They might not be able to use a computer or a phone worth a damn, but we got wisdom. I
Boy.
got wisdom. You got wisdom.
The freak show
There
started.
you go. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for
Bye,
joining
everybody.
us.